let's make a copycat version of Starbucks' new Cortado drink. So a Cortado is an equal part of coffee or espresso to steamed milk. You want to go for a very not frothy steamed milk. You're looking more for the latte type of consistency. So let's go ahead and make this at home. The first thing is we're going to brew espresso, and you can do this using a stovetop espresso machine. I'm going to use the Nespresso maker that I have here, which will do a decent job of it. And the simplest thing here, Starbucks usually uses 100% Arabica beans, usually a darker roast. The simplest thing is just to get Starbucks Nespresso pods, which is what I have here. Again, technically a darker roast would be better. I'm going to use these blonde pods because that's what I have. I'm going to go ahead and drop this in my Nespresso machine, and then I'm going to brew the espresso in 1 cup. This is not going to be our final cup. So we're going to do the espresso, then we're going to steam the milk, and I'll show you how we put it together. Okay, so our espresso's done. Now let's fill up our milk frother. If you don't have a milk frother, you can use a frothing wand. You can use an individual milk frothing cup with some kind of stirrer, or you can literally heat the milk on the stovetop and then whisk it. Now the default at Starbucks is to use 2% milk in most drinks, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that, but because I'm cheap, I'm gonna use the Costco Kirkland Signature. We've got that loaded in, and again, we're gonna do this into a separate container. Now, I have a setting for frothiness. I'm gonna turn it to the middle on here. We're gonna froth our milk right into this separate cup. Now we got everything laid out here, and ideally we don't want the steamed milk to be too hot. So we wanna be in the 130, 140 degree range. I'm checking that with my thermometer. We can see we're good here. Now a Cortado, again, is gonna be equal parts of espresso and steamed milk. Ideally you serve it in one of those cool little Gibraltar glasses, but I'm not that fancy. So basically, we're just gonna pour in equal parts here. So I'm gonna start with my espresso. Sorry for spilling a bit there. This is not pouring particularly well. Let's clean that up. Like it never even happened, folks. So we've got about 1 inch of espresso in the bottom there. Now we're gonna go ahead and put in our steamed milk. I'm gonna use a spoon to avoid last time's incident. Now let's just spoon in, and again, we don't want that kind of aggressively foamy cappuccino type of foam on top. We want more of that velvety foam from the bottom part here. And I'm just gonna mix these together until I have about an even ratio on here. So I'm just gonna keep pouring this in, again, reaching down below that top layer. And I wanna get about the same amount, so we roughly double in size here, and that looks pretty good. It doesn't have to be perfect. We'll just sort of eyeball it. And as you can see here, we've got this really lovely drink at the end. Now you can sweeten this if you want to. Purists would say that you shouldn't, and it is a really nice pick-me-up in the morning, a little bit less bitter than a traditional espresso, but not quite as creamy and in your face with the milkiness as with a latte or cappuccino. If you found this helpful, please do subscribe, like my channel for more copycat Starbucks recipes, or head on over to abymc.com for more.